Alright, so I'm facing a couple problems that I want to solve in here, and the two key things are, one is I want to be able to clear out the console. I want to be able to clear out the console in the IDE when I run a particular command, because I'm expecting lots of messages and I don't want to get all the old stuff in there. The problem is Unity doesn't really have that exposed, at least not in a way that works in 2020 right now, or in the LTS branch. So I needed to come up with an approach. Now, when I did a search for it, I looked all over the web and I found lots of different examples. Like, for instance, this one from 2017, where people were trying things, and then we also have code examples of what was being tried, and then different examples of what's being called in here. And when I was trying a few of these pieces, I wasn't getting it to work. Now, the thing is that there are some correct search results that are out there. For instance, this one right here I believe will actually work based on what I'm looking at. Now, the problem is that when you look up this code, this is stuff that is often behind the scenes, and we have to use reflection in order to get to it, which also means that it's not supported by Unity. So how do we actually figure these things out when we actually need to get to it? I wanted to show in particular how to use reflection to start obtaining the information that we need and want, and some of the tricks that I do in order to get that cleared up. So in this code example, I'm trying to have it give me a couple folders, but when it lists off these folders in the debug view in the console, I want it to clear everything else so I just see the list, which should be categories, map generator, scene, and server-side island generator. That's what I'm expecting to see here. So when I try to run this, tools, hard reset category scenes, which is, it's a test code right now to build up a larger function, it keeps appending to it. So in the code, I have a very straightforward section here. This is where I was trying to do this. And then I was trying to clear it, which initially I had done debug.clear developer console. That seems like what I was looking for. It's such a straightforward command, clears errors from the developer console. So now that I have this command in there, which was also one of the solutions I ran across, I expect that I can go into Unity, hit Tools, and do hard reset again. But they're all still there. Tools, hard reset. Because this wasn't working. I wasn't able to get this stuff cleared out. So I ended up trying this piece of code that I got. Let's go ahead to, I'll just grab this line. It's out of order because this is showing several stages of my work in this. So I tried this line. Control K U, there. Okay, this was one of the solutions that I had picked up, where it tries to get the type, using reflection, it tries to get the type for Unity editor internals. And actually, I suppose I should put this with it as well. X and V. Okay, so it's getting the assembly of the current Unity editor active editor tracker. What that part means, I don't know. I didn't need to solve that at this point. So it tries to get the type from here, a specific type. So it gets the assembly for the same thing here, and then from that assembly it tries to find a different type called Unity editor internal and .log entries. It's expecting to find a class like that, and then call the clear method. Okay, great, maybe that'll work. So I'm going to comment out this old one. I'm also going to put in one more thing. I'm just going to say debug.log warning v2. If I'm not getting a change to the environment, a great thing to do is to post a little debug log warning in here so that you can actually see it's getting new stuff. Control S, and that it's getting the newer version of your code. So when I go over to here and I run this, I see a v2 and a null reference. I got a null reference on line 37. So let's take a look. Line 37 was this one. Null reference was because the type was broken. Type was null in this case. Okay, so this one did not exist. I could not find it. So then what I did, let me just comment this stuff out, is I started going beyond that. I did this, Control KU. I went to the assembly and got all the types. And then I started doing searches where for every single one of these, oh, I need that assembly above it. That's why I had it there. Let's grab this line, Control X, and put that back above here. Also, I'm going to update this to 3 while I'm here to make sure that I get the newer version of the code. This guarantees that there wasn't something about me not saving the code or something else. Okay, so I've got the assembly, and now I'm getting all the types. And for every single type, it contains log, because log was part of this. I had also tried this with debug and with console, searching those words. And then on top of that, I just create a string there with the full name for it. I create a for each that gets all the members from it, says what the member type is, and the member name. So when I run this, when I went through console and when I went through log, I wasn't finding anything that looked particularly helpful, so I skipped past them. And then I tried pulling things specifically out of the code bases that other people were providing, where it said log. So I'm like, okay, I'll search log. So now let's go back. I'm on V3 now, and in here I'm going to go to Tools, Hard Reset. Okay, so hard reset, do I have a V3? V3 is showing up in there, and then here's the new stuff. So now I'm seeing stuff in here, like log entry. Okay, log entry has some methods for the specific stuff. Log entries. Oh, it's there. Log entries. That's what the other thing was trying to do. It was trying to get log entries. Log entries. But it was looking for Unity Editor internal. What I'm seeing here is that the full name is Unity Editor.log entries. Now, just as a test, I tried this Unity Editor.log entries, and it doesn't find it because I don't have access to that. It's one of the internal ones. So I do have to use assembly to get it, but I'm going to clear out this internal keyword. Oops. And I'm going to disable this. Or enable this. I wanted to run that code again, but against Unity Editor, this version of it. When I also look at that code, I can see in here it has a command for clear, a method in there called clear. All right, great. Now theoretically, if I run this again, it should actually clear out my stuff. Oh yeah, and let's put a V4 in there. All right, we're back in Unity, and let's try this. Tools, hard reset. And there we go. We don't even have the debug log v4 because it's cleared it out. It's successfully done this now. So now I've just got the list of folders, this segment down here, being executed. So the rest of this stuff, I can get rid of it, but this was some of the processes that I used. Additionally, one of the common things that I do is I will put a breakpoint inside of here. And once I have this, I'll go down into the immediate window and start putting in things like assembly.getType, and I'll pass in the specific type that I want. So I'll get the type for Unity Editor blah, or I will get a list of all the types, and then I'm just using this in the immediate window. This time I don't want to go through all that work. Well, whatever. I'll show you how I do that, so might as well. All right. So now that I've got this, I'm just going to hit Control S. I'm putting a breakpoint in there, having it attached to Unity. So once it's got the assembly, that's the key thing I need. Now I'm going back into Unity and I'm going to run this. Tools, hard reset. And so we are here inside the code where we have the assembly. Here's the immediate window. If you don't get it, go to View, and then Immediate is somewhere in here. Other windows? Where did they hide it? I'm just missing this somewhere. But this is one of the objects, and I want to make sure that you can find it. Where are you? Why aren't you showing up in here? Immediate. Do you show up under debug now? Do they hide you here? Windows. Immediate. Okay. I don't understand why that's not included in view. I could have sworn that used to be there. But now I guess it does make sense that they have the views. I mean, why isn't this called views instead of windows? Because that's what they are. This isn't its own isolated window. It could be, but this is how it shows up by default. Anyway, so yeah, I can bring up immediate this way. And now I can say things like assembly. Oh, I need the lowercase version. Assembly. And actually, let's do var a equals assembly. And enter. All right, a is already defined. What's a? A, okay, I don't get what it's showing me, but whatever. It says it's already there. Okay, var a1 equals assembly a1. So now I've got a shorter reference. So a1 dot get types. That one's not working. So let's just do assembly dot get types. I call it, and it returns a list of 5040. It doesn't want to show it here. So instead, I'm now going to put in var mm3. I just put in some random number or random variable because m was also one of those strange letters that was already taken, and I don't know why. So mm3 equals assembly dot get types. Okay, so there's assembly.getTypes. And I will run this. Now I've got it. Now over here I can go over to watch, which I had already done this before, so it was in here, but I'll just get rid of it. So I've got an item to watch, and now I'm going to add mm3 over here in my watch list. If you don't have watch, that one should be view, and then we have watch under here. Other windows. I guess there are a lot of windows now. So debug, windows, watch. Okay, so there's watch, and this is shows a full list. I can expand this out and start finding things in here, and I can experiment in here and see what's there. Additionally, once I find something I like, so in this case, let's say, I honestly don't know which one it is, so I'm just going to put in var t1 equals type. So equals assembly dot get type, and in here I'm going to put in the name of that one that I was expecting. So I might be wanting to look at what other methods are in here as well. Not log, well, yeah, log entries, I'll go with that, and then hit enter. And now on this one, I'm going to clear this out and just have it watch T1 again. Delete. And let's add T1. So T1 is in here, and now I've got, oh, that's the specific one. So I want var T1s equals T1 dot, I'm getting all the types from this. Get type. It's coming up blank. Why is it coming up blank? I wasn't expecting that one. All right. Anyway, t1 dot name dot get members. Assembly dot get type. And it wants, I'm going to put that one in here again. Unity editor dot log entries. Maybe I'm actually typing that in wrong and I've got a typo. All right, so we got that one. Dot get members. There we go. And let's go var m4 equals, and just coming up with another variable name. So that should be, it's claiming m4 is already defined. Let's try that again and try m4. How's that? There we go. Has been evaluated and has no value. mm4. Great. So I'm not actually getting this stuff. Oh, I hate the fact that it tells me stuff like that. Whatever. Here we are. So over here, I'm going to put mm4 And now I can expand this out and see a list of all the methods that are in here, all the types and things that I can call. So there's the clear method, but then I get other things. Of course, that initial script that I had up here kind of showed a lot of the same similar stuff, but sometimes I want to be in a more exploratory mode where I don't really know what I'm looking for. I don't want to list off all the methods, but this is usually the stuff that I look for. I look for a list of all the objects and a list of all, or sorry, a list of all the classes, and then a list of all the members inside of it. It doesn't matter to me if they're public or private, because if Unity doesn't have it exposed, a lot of times that stuff is just intended to be private as is. Alright, so that's what you can do to find this command. So now I effectively have this command. I could put this into its own method and I'm good to go. Alright. I'll talk to you later.